Maruchan superfans are everywhere. From the busy moms who want to deliver maximum flavor in a flash to dorm room diners who want to put some slurp in their step. There are a ton of copycats you could use. But if you want to bless your bowl, there's only one true Maruchan. Whether you choose instant lunch, ramen bowls, yakisoba, or restaurant quality gold, Maruchan is the only ramen worth obsessing over. Smiles for all. Maruchan. See what all the ramen hype is about at maruchan.com.
You have to put quite a lot of energy into these events. I mean, we always say it's exhausting, don't we?
Exhausting.
Even going to a sober group event where you come out and your face hurts from smiling so much.
Yeah, but at least it's from smiling. Your face doesn't hurt from frowning.
No.
Which is good.
Why have I got all these frown lines?
Although after this podcast, my face hurts from frowning. Looking at you for so long.
What are you going to say from laughing?
Laughing.
But it is exhausting, these events, going out and being sober. And you've got so many things going on in your head. You've got all the mantras that you need and all the things you have to remember, and the effort that you're taking to socialise and to stay sober. So it can be good to look at that menu before, so you don't have to actually choose. You go along knowing what you're going to have.
Yeah.
So you don't have to kind of do all the things that you're trying to do, as well as choosing what you're going to have to eat. Yeah, it sounds really awful. It sort of takes all the excitement out of going out for dinner and the fun out of it, looking at the menu online, but it can help. And the other one I'd like to add to this as well, which I've from experience, is take cash. I know none of us take cash anywhere anymore, but it can really help to take some denominations of, say, tens. I've been at a really nice dinner with some friends, and I just got to we got to the dessert bit, and I was ready to go.
Yeah.
But I couldn't get the bill. It was so busy, and then they wouldn't split the bill. And luckily, my friend said, "Look, I'll pay for you," and I paid her back online. But it was difficult. And if you just add up in your head how much your food has come to and your drink, you can just pop the money down on the table and go.
And also, you don't want to pay for other people's expensive alcoholic drinks. I know it sounds like the party pooper, and you don't want to be that, but just to sneak up to the cash register and say to the waitress, "Look, I haven't drunk anything, I'm just going to pay for mine before you leave." Even before the bill comes, you can do that, because I don't want to pay for people's expensive bottles of Merlot and stuff, like when I've drank fizzy water all night.
And I would never have expected anyone to do that for me when I was drinking.
But once the booze is down, the rest of the people there, they don't think, they just, let's just split the bill, and it's actually like,
yeah, and they're super generous.
Yes.
So when you're drinking, you're so generous, you end up paying for everyone else's.
You don't care,
but when you're sober, you're a tight ass.
Yeah, basically.
A boring tight ass. Yeah. Now I've got one here as well, and again, something that was really relevant to me, which I hope might help others. But if you have struggled in the past, like I have, know what your red flags are, and what are the things that are stopping you from going. So for me, I've worked out that I'll have good intentions to go, but then as the time comes nearer to going, I'll find excuses. One excuse is not enough to stop me going, but the next excuse, I'm like, okay, I don't think I can do this event because this has happened and that's happened. And then the third thing, and I will find the excuse, and I've got myself the excuse, and I can back out. So I have to just say to myself, I'm not going to let those excuses get in my way. I have to make sure that the venue is definitely something that I'm going to be happy with. That's a really important one for me. So they're kind of my red flags, the venue, and trying to find those excuses not to go. Work out what it is that's stopping you want to go. Sometimes there might be someone who's going. There's someone in the group who is quite intimidating, and you just don't feel comfortable. It doesn't mean you don't like them, but you just don't feel comfortable with them. So sometimes focusing on what it is particularly that's causing the problem, and then trying to solve a way around it. Or if you can't solve a way around it, accept that that's what it is, and then turn the offer down.
Yeah, and also you can look at it as a challenge. I mean, going out with somebody who you don't like, or triggers you, or is annoying, or talks too much, or any of these things. In life, we have to socialise with people we don't like often. It's something that comes up, even if it's just because they've said something you don't like in the moment. We still have to get on with it. It's part of life. Nothing's ever going to be perfect. And I think, you can look at this first sober night out as a bit of a challenge
Yes.
that you're going to go through. And at the end of it, if you complete it, you're going to feel good and then you're going to feel better about it. It's not going to be perfect. It is going to be challenging and you just got to try and fight your way through it.
And it's a practice, isn't it? A bit like meditation or yoga. The more that you get out and do it, the better.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was just one of mine.
One of the things that you can do in this situation, which is our next point, which is going to help with all of those things Lucy's just talked about, is to take a sober mate. Like, that's why I'm trying to drag Lucy out everywhere with me, because I do need that sober mate.
You need a sober mate?
Yeah, someone that I can nudge and go, have you heard what this twat's saying? Or,
Surely with your business, you've got enough sober mates.
Yeah, I've got a few, but you're my favourite.
God, I nearly gagged on my drink then.
She's got her lovely tea there in her glass casket. Is that what it's called? No,
I don't know what they're called. They're really cool.
Tea thing, yeah.
These are really cool
We'll put a
for
photo.
anyone. We might, I might just mention it.
Our tea things.
We're not being sponsored or anything.
Yes, we're not.
Nothing to do with that. But no, we've both got these flasks. I got you one from T2.
Yes.
But they're insulated flasks and they're really cool to put tea or coffee in when you're going out.
Yeah.
And so you've just got something to drink while everyone else is down in their wine or their beer.
Take one of those out. I mean, they're great.
Yeah.
So the sober mate is there to support you and give you inspiration. I was saying to Lucy that it's a really good idea, if you can, is to go out with someone who's a bit further along the line with you than you on this sober journey, so that you can be sort of inspired by their behaviour. If they're acting like normal and not looking scared and having normal interactions with their friends and even dancing and just doing things that normal people do on a night out, then it's going to really inspire you to reach that point and keep going until you can be as confident as that person. So watch and learn from them, see how they interact. It's good to have someone there to back you up if there's people hassling you as well, like, why aren't you having a drink? Oh, what's wrong with you? Go on, just have one. If there's somebody there saying, look, they're like me, this is why we're doing this, somebody who's going to be more vocal and more confident telling them about their sobriety journey, that's always going to be great. Someone to pump you up as you're getting ready, that's fantastic while you're getting ready at home, and someone to gossip with in the taxi on the way home.
Yeah, talk about how pissed everyone was and how they were all making such fools of themselves.
Yeah, how much better you are than everybody.
Yes, how high and mighty we are with our noses in the air. And someone to order a pot of peppermint tea with, so you don't feel like a right loser on your own.
Yeah, and someone to give you accolades. We talked about accolades last week. Someone to go, look, you're all right.
Yeah, you're
nothing's
doing really
happening.
well.
There's no need to feel anxiety. You're doing really, really well. I'm here with you. Sometimes you just need that person. So if you can get a sober mate to come out with you on your first sober social, then we highly recommend it.
Will you come with me, Vic?
Nah.
Oh, she's such a
sorry, mate. I'm busy that night.
You are horrible. But I want to watch and learn from the master.
Yeah, the guru. Look how I interact with fellow humans.
I was thinking you should have read out the tag. You know, I gave you a scarf last week.
Yes.
And what did I put? Can you remember what I put on the tag?
No.
No, it said to my guru.
Oh, yeah.
With love and thanks.
You poor misguided fool.
You are the master. You are the person I need to learn this stuff from. I should be taking advantage. I'm so lucky to have you.
God, I better not relapse.
Oh, God. That, honestly, what would happen if you relapsed? Well, I would have to
I'd be
as well,
absolutely
wouldn't I?
mortified if you did. I'd be absolutely...
You worry about me, don't you?
I do worry about you
sometimes. It worries if I don't
do.
answer the phone in the
I'm
morning.
like, oh, gosh, Liz, hope Lisa's all right. He doesn't relapse. Passed out in a gutter somewhere. Right.
Next
Take
one.
time out to process emotion. When I used to go out as a drinker, I drank through any emotions I was feeling. I numbed out excitement with a cheap red and dissolved shyness into a pint of Kronenberg. So try to let emotions pass through you and not react to them. Then let them go. That is really important because that's what we learn in this sober journey. I know I keep saying the word journey, which is extremely cheesy, and I hate it. So you can punch me in the face, Lucy, every time I say it.
I don't mind the word. I don't.
But
I
it is a journey, and it is a learning process. And
a practice,
feeling,
yes,
a
practice,
yes, a meditation of sobriety. And being nervous is normal. So let those nerves, sometimes that line between nervousness and excitement, I know it's a very fine line. So if you're feeling nervous, try and change that into excitement if you can.
And I think for people like us who have drunk for so long, any feeling that came to us, if it was nervousness, if it was excitement, what we do, pick up a drink.
Yeah.
So what we've got to do is learn to be able to go out and feel those feelings, but not pick up that drink. And it really goes against everything we've been doing for many years.
Yeah, and that's why it's hard, because it is totally the opposite of what you've been doing all of your life. So of course it's going to be hard. Take deep breaths and remember your why. Why are you doing this? Why have you chosen to not drink? Play the tape forward. It's our favourite saying. Always play that tape forward. Remember what would happen if you did have a drink. That first one, that second one, then you wriggling around on the dance floor like a dead fly with your knickers in the air. I mean, it's happened to me before, Lucy. I'm sure it's happened to you.
Oh, God, yeah. Many times.
So you don't want to get to that point. You know what the results are. You know what the hangover's like, the shame, anxiety, the guilt, all of that stuff. So wind it back and remember why you're doing this. So stand up tall as well. That's really important as well.
Yeah, be
Lucy.
proud of what you're doing.
Be proud of what you're doing in that situation. You don't need to be nervous. You need to feel good. You've got this. You are going to be fine. You know, one of the great things about being sober is you know that you're not going to make a fool out of yourself. You've done it all. You've been there. You've done that. You know that you're going to wake up the next day and feel amazing without any regrets. So you've got this. Do stand up tall and realise that you're the one making a good decision here in this environment.
And also to accept that it might be really boring being in a place where everybody else is drinking and they can't really string a sentence together. It's okay to feel that. You might be thinking, oh, I'm boring for thinking this is boring because I used to find this kind of thing so much fun and everybody else is enjoying themselves. It's quite normal if you're in a room of people who are drinking to be bored senseless and you don't want to listen to the shit that's coming out of their mouths.
No. I mean, you've got to redefine boring. You've got to redefine fun.
Yeah.
That's our main message here. It's like, it isn't going to be how it used to be. It's
going to be
changed.
different.
It's going to be different.